Support me on Ko-fi for exclusive content unavailable to YouTube. Also, join the Discord. The links will be in the description. Thank you. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Factorio, heavily modded. Today, we're going to be, well, I think as I'm going to name the title of this video, Pushing Back. We've got all these biters just everywhere, and this seems to be a common theme across the episodes, but today we're going to hopefully set it up to where they will not return the way they have been. Still trying to get the nanobots to work. I just give up on this video and stick them in a chest. But anyway, something else we're going to be working on is just getting tons and tons of research done, just continually researching anything with green logistics tech cards in it to allow for us to, just continue our research tree. We're trying to get to blue tech, and some of that does require the green tech research, so that's what we're working on. Just also restocking ammunition and such, because we've got to get rid of these biters because they're invading our personal space. So we're gonna walk up here and take out these worms, take out these nests. Well, what did I do first? What did I do? Not entirely sure what I did first. Oh yeah, I cleared my inventory out. Because I realized, hey, let's go ahead and get rid of the creep as we clear the nest out. I don't know if it has anything to do with the way that they expand the creep being there or not, but that's what we're hoping to get rid of, is the creep as well. And I need a lot of space in the inventory for that, so that's what we're working on here. Sorry, I got a little bit further away from the microphone there for a minute. But anyway, just clearing out the inventory here. We've got all that research going as well. We will finish the blue tech cards. That's what we're currently researching the tree for. I decided to try the chain gunners again, and of course I completely failed it because, as you'll notice in a little bit, I did not put any ammunition in them. And so I just sent all the chain gunners straight into the line of duty, and they just completely died because they didn't have any ammo to shoot back. So yeah, you'll notice that here. I decided to make them all AI because I was just going to walk in and shoot these biters and spitters and everything with my machine gun. And yeah, just did not quite work the way it should have because I just completely did not put any ammunition in them. I'm just like, alright, you're fueled up, let's go. I'm just wondering why they're not shooting. I'm like, maybe they have to have a path. And yeah. There's no ammo in there, so they're all just going to drive up here straight to their deaths because they have no ammunition. And it was just a mistake on my part, being absolutely stupid. I tried to save it. I tried to be like, oh wait, get them out of there. And I could not get them to move in time. So that is 8 chain gunners lost to the biters and the worms. But that's okay. We're now going to just do it by hand like we have been. If you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. Something that I had forgotten about how to use was this creep collector, so I finally remembered that and I set it up and started doing it. Clearing the creep as we go makes it easier for us to walk, makes it easier for vehicles to move over it. But we will be getting a lot of research, if not done. We will be getting a lot of it started this episode, so we also will be completing all the research that needs to happen for chemical science, chemical technology. So for now, we've got the quick creep collector, we've got our gun, and I completely forgot that we have access to grenades in our inventory, or I would have been using them from the beginning, but instead I just used up a bunch of ammo the old-fashioned way. Until about halfway through this, I think I finally realized, hey, I've got grenades. but I'm just clearing the creep slowly but surely, getting it out the way, destroying the biter nest, destroying the worms, destroying the spitter nests, getting it all completely destroyed so that we can have this area clear once again. And something that I notice, or that you'll notice in just a minute, is that they actually just come right back. There's no stopping them. So what I end up doing at the end of this video is pushing back, as I said, and getting rid of a bunch of the bases that are much further along away from our base here, because they're just completely taking over this upper area, and we just need to get rid of it. One thing we will be doing at some point, not in this episode, but at some point in the future, is walling off this area next to the water in between the two lakes there, and just completely cutting them off from using that pathway to get to us. Put some defenses on that line, but I just go around right now. We're getting rid of all the creep that is on the way. We're just going to push back some of the nests down at the bottom of our base as well, on our way to get more ammunition, because they have gotten closer to us down here as well, which is unfortunate, but it happens. They keep continuing to expand, and it's just amazing to me how quickly they expand. But I didn't have enough ammo really to feel confident running into this, so I run back up and grab some, and that's something you'll see me do a few times in this episode, is grab ammunition. But we're going to continue to destroy biter nests and worms and whatever else. And some of you might be looking at it as this power armor I've got is a pretty unfair advantage, but if you think about it, if I hadn't had the power armor, if I'd had regular, just the heavy armor, or just the light armor, or even no armor at the beginning, we would not have gotten anywhere close to the spots that we are at now. Really, I should have changed the expansion modifiers when I started the run, but I did not, and that means that they are expanding extremely fast. Look, we just destroyed that nest, and they're already trying to expand to that area, and that's part of the rampant mod as well, but I should have changed the expansion modifiers just slightly, even just setting it to where they couldn't expand as far away from the existing bases, because they can expand up to 7 chunks away from the existing bases now, which is just crazy. They can jump, a whole lake almost. But you see, these guys are even trying to expand while I'm fighting them. So it's just crazy the amount of expansion that they're doing, and we really need to get this under control as soon as we can. So that's what we tried to do some of in this video today. So just continually destroying biters, destroying spitters, destroying the nests and the worms, and going on through this motion here of clearing out the creep, and then every so often returning to the base to get ammo, and returning, and at some point I'll be using grenades as well. But we are also just, while we're waiting on the research to happen, that's, we may as well do these kind of things. And I did learn you cannot actually get rid of the creep while there's enemies nearby, and that does make sense because, they're the ones that create it, so it makes sense that you can't get rid of them. Get rid of it while they're right there, but it's kind of a finicky thing. It seems like sometimes you can and sometimes you can't. See, like right there were still enemies there, but I could still get rid of it, and I think it has more to do with the bases being close by, as opposed to the actual biters and spitters themselves being close by. So that's something. But I'm gonna go and rebuild the little walls that we have out here to keep them from expanding too much this direction, because it has helped some until the walls were destroyed. So we're just gonna keep attempting to do that. At some point we will come down here, build a big defense system all the way across, but right now this is about as good as we're going to get. But now I think I just finally remembered, hey, I've got grenades, but I'm just going to dump all this biomass and everything here, because we don't need it because we've got so much of it. But continuing to walk over this way and destroy creep and destroy the enemy here, and there we go. But see, there you go. Just a second ago, you saw I couldn't get rid of the creep until I killed those spitters or biters or whatever they were, and it's like, well, why? Because sometimes it does that, sometimes it doesn't. I just don't get it, but that's all right. We're just gonna work through it here. So we are getting attacked and things are getting destroyed. I didn't quite know where they were getting destroyed, but I knew the coal mine was definitely getting attacked heavily. But also our copper mine was getting attacked as well. The one we put down for a couple other things. You can see the chemical tech cards finally are completed. But you can see on the map there the missing conveyor belts over on the copper belt. I find those at some point in the future, but I saw these guys up here, so I went ahead and destroyed them. And we're going to go ahead and finish helping out our turret, take over, repair all these things that were damaged, and then walk up here and just start decimating biter bases and spitter bases and whatnot, just getting rid of everything. But you see they breached through our wall here, and could have easily destroyed a lot of this if it wasn't for that laser turret that we've got protecting this area. We really should get researching towards that goal, but unfortunately right now we can't do that because it's not. I think it has to have. It's either in a blue tech card or it's the one after that. But you can see we had just cleared this out and there was already worms there again. So they're continuing to expand very, very quickly. And destroy things. And now I finally see where they're destroying it on the map there, the copper belt. At this point, I'm still trying to help this area, but for a minute I leave to go fix that. Because it's something that does not have any defenses on it. But thankfully there's only a few, there was one biter, or one spitter left that was actually attacking us over here. I'm not exactly sure how it got through, or how the other ones died, but they did die somehow. And so we managed to save the majority of this area. I think they might have gotten too cocky and tried to get close to our gun turret right there, but that's okay. Also a couple attacks over here on the zircon mine, so I fixed that and those damaged things. Then go back and get some more ammo, because once again we're out of ammo, which is amazing. But you can see I've gotten rid of the nanobots by now. We are running out of iron on this patch, which is fine. We knew we were going to use it all up eventually, but we are very quickly running out. So that's something we need to be aware of. I forget exactly what that iron is being used for at the moment, but I think it's being used for a lot of our science and things, so it's very important to keep an eye on that. I was looking at making the chain gunners, and then I was like, well, they didn't work, and at this point I still hadn't realized I forgot to put the ammo in them. I did that right at the end of the video, and it was already too late because we were running out of time. But now I'm just setting up other researches here. I'm getting things set up. The small stuff, the stuff that we can already do, that not necessarily the player inventory size and all that yet, but just the tech actual machines and such. But the cheap stuff really from the green. Delivery drones is something I wanted to research. It's not cheap, but it is something that is very, very helpful to us if we can get it managed to be researched, because the delivery drones will allow us to go and get lead from all over the place. It'll allow us to go and get anything from all over the place and transport it back to our base while only needing to provide fuel, and that is something that is very, very helpful. So that's what we're going to be aiming towards here. But first we wanted to research the lab research suite, because, well, if we're about to research all of these things, let's go ahead and research the one technology that'll make it go faster. So one good thing with the research queue here is if you shift double click on the research, it will automatically place it to the front of the research queue. I went ahead and did fish, and then I realized, oh wait, that's chemical tech cards. But I went ahead and researched the buildings, researched the modules, just everything that was decent in this area for us to research. So just kind of working our way through the tech tree. I didn't really research the concrete yet because I didn't really feel like it was necessary at the moment, but that will be researched at some point because that does help the biters from not getting to us. I just noticed on the map that some of our wall was destroyed with that. I didn't know what that was, but the meteor hit right over there, right, hit our wall. And that's why the construction bots are saying, hey, we don't have resources. But yeah, okay. Now I know for next time, I know where I need to go and fix. But yeah. So we're just continuing to do what we need to do. We've set up the research. Now we're going to go and fight some more aliens, I guess you could call them. Because that's what Factorio calls them. So we're going to fight some more aliens. But you know what's funny? Is that we, in this case, are the alien. So, you know, they're not aliens because this is their world to live on. They may be alien to us, but in general, we are the alien because they are the inhabitants of this world, the normal inhabitants of this world. So, yeah, just something to think about. We're forcing these things out of their home planet, trying to, you know, destroying the atmosphere, and it's just, you know, completely horrible for them, but they don't, you know, it doesn't seem to bother them, us at all. You know, we're just continuing to do so, and I'm just going to continue to do so. I'm not going to stop now. But that's the point of the game, so I have to. But anyway, I just think it's interesting that we come in and you think of us, usually when you're playing a game, you think of yourself as the good guy, right? But in this case, we're the bad guy because we're destroying their natural environment for our own personal gain and killing many of them as well, you know. So, hey, and I mean, even destroying their newest settlements, destroying, you know, killing them as soon as they're born, like their children. I mean, you got to think about it. It's kind of crazy that way. But yeah. All right, so I run some tin off of here because we're going to set up a small glass area because we're trying to make one of those hydrolysis machines, I think it's called, excuse me. So we're just going to set up this glass area up here to do so. I'm trying to figure out how to filter the tin because it does give an output of tin plates that need to go back in, but it's not going to work this way. I don't know why I tried it this way, but then I realized, hey, we were researching filter inserters. Let's go ahead and just send that to the front of the research queue, and then I'll place one down when we get it. But anyway, now I have to run some alumina, so good thing we made a 4-lane splitter over here. I'm just going to split some off of this 4-lane splitter over here, because we only needed 3 lanes for the actual, or actually 2 lanes for the machine here. But yeah. So we're going to run this alumina right back up to the glass making area. I deleted this because we didn't really need it anymore. It was when we were making factory buildings by hand, but as of this moment they're being automated, so there's no point in having it, right? We're going to go ahead and cross over here, cross back over there, come back down. We've got a whole mess of belts, but it needs to be done for now. And once we get blue tech cards, chemical tech cards automated, I think we can then get into robots at some point. It might require the next stage up if there is one. I'm not entirely sure. You can see I make the mistake of doing the wrong belt there for a second, but there we are. And then I put that one backwards, but there we go. Now we put a power line there, connect it all up, and we're now making glass. And the filter inserter has finally researched, so now we're going to pull out the tin from this chest. There's our very first filter inserter. and to put it on a belt right back in, and I do add another inserter from this belt into the furnace, because it's obviously never going to fill up this other belt. So that way it'll pull from this smaller belt and we won't get too much of a backlog. But if we do get some tin in the chest, it's not going to be that big of a deal. Sorry, I keep somehow moving back from the microphone, but I'm not intending to. Now the problem is steel plates. And I was all gung-ho ready to go get some steel plates, and then I noticed, hey, these biters are still a big problem. So let's go ahead and try and get rid of them, because I was originally looking at, okay, we need salt. We had a deposit down here, but our factory's on top of it, and we may move that at some point. We might do that, you know, put it in a building or something to do it. But for now, we're not doing that, and I wanted to look for other salt areas. But instead, to do that, I was like, well, if we're going to expand our base anywhere, we need to go ahead and get rid of these biters, because once again, they're back in the same spot. We need to get rid of them. We need to keep them from being able to expand to this area, and that's the main problem, is we haven't kept them from being able to expand here by pushing them back even further. We've just let them stay where they are by clearing this area out. You see, they're already trying to expand again. So what we're going to do is, once again, clear all this creep up, but we're going to take our walls and run up here, and we're just going to, you know, make these areas undesirable for expansion as best as we can. Now, that doesn't mean that they're not going to expand here. We may need to explore more of the map in order to load more chunks, but at the moment, they still try to expand here. But you can see all of those biters in the nests up there. We don't have the ammo to fight them yet, so I'm going back to get some more, and then we'll come back and deal with it. But it is definitely something to keep an eye on. Now, the rest of this video is going to be spent just completely annihilating the biters. So I'm probably going to speed this up for you guys to maybe 4 times speed. So if you'll give me just a second, I'm going to stop the recording and the voiceover and do that, and then I'll be right back with you. Alright, clip is sped up and we are continuing the destruction. So mainly using grenades this time, because I'm like, oh yeah, I have grenades, let's do it. Plus there's a lot of grouped worms and bases in this area, so it's very useful to use the grenades to do so. They do a decent chunk of damage, but we do have to use a lot of grenades in this, so you know, they're not the cheapest thing in the world. But we're going to rebuild our walls, clear all the creep out, just get these biters off of our backs, because we really do not like company. Slowly but surely just trying to get rid of them, and they have completely taken over this entire area. So that's why it's important for us to go ahead and get rid of them so they don't come back, because they can easily jump the water at any point in time right now, and we do not want that to happen. Unfortunately, we are being irradiated right there, because a lot of these worms and bases have been sitting on this uranium patch, so we do find radiation. But thankfully, it's only uranium and not tiberium. If it was tiberium, we would easily have been dead by now. But since the uranium does not cause quite as much radiation poisoning as tiberium does, we are still alive and continuing to fight. Just going back to clear out some more of our inventory, and I did go ahead and make a bunch of turrets, but I don't think I ever used them. I just went on and continued with the plan that I had been doing. You know, I have no idea why I made the turrets if I wasn't going to use them. I think originally my plan was to use them, but I never did. I was going to do a turret creep, but I didn't. But anyway, we're coming back up here and continuing to destroy more bases and worms and everything else. So here we go. It's kind of boring commentary, but yeah. Anyway, by the way, guys, I've got that Discord server open. Anybody is welcome to join. You can use the general chat. There's actually 4 general chats, and then there's the a chat for reporting. Without Ko-fi support, though, you will only be able to use text chat, and only certain features of that text chat. But with the Ko-fi support, if you toss in the one, just even if you only give me $1 the rest of your life, if you do that, you will get access to the janitor role, which will allow you to be able to use the cleanup crew text channel as well as the general voice chat. I believe, I don't know if you can speak in it, but you can at least listen in on it. Then also there's more tiers. I tried to kind of base it around the producing side of things, but the tiers include janitor for just one single donation, and then each monthly membership tier has another name. The extras, main cast, which are the main characters, and the production team, the producers, and then also the mods and admins of the server will be called executive producers, and then of course me as the station owner. But definitely want to see some people on the Discord. If you do join, you can look forward to plenty of content. I'm working on Ko-fi content, getting it going. But at least through Discord, we could definitely, communicate. So that'd be cool. But anyway, that's about all the time I have. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is me signing off, and I've been producing videos. Goodbye.